first came to America, they brought us with them.
The individual could be a high-level target.
I can't go to Yemen. I'm an analyst.
Get on the plane.
There's something different about his agenda.
Don't put the blame on me.
Hey everyone, thank you very, very much for joining me, your host Max Pears. Cheers to have you all here. It's great for you to all be here. We're just going to do a little bit of an introduction before we kick in and get everything started on it all. Yeah, hope you're all well. I'm absolutely shattered, but hopefully, you know, we still have some energy to play some games, because that's what it is about. I'm trying to go be a little bit more active on the streams. That's the plan right now, but we'll see where it all goes from here. So again, thank you all very, very much. Please do chat, you know what I mean, ask me questions throughout. This is what is important with the stream here, ladies and gentlemen. So please do, you know, please do come in and check it out, because that's what I want. That's what I want to see. Amazing people asking amazing questions. For those who do not know, because this is the first time going live on YouTube, so hopefully, because I don't think many people are aware of how do I put it? Don't think many people are aware of the Twitch channel. I know some are. We've got just shy of 100 people that follow the Twitch channel, but I don't know if the wider one. So we're trying something new by bringing it to YouTube as well. So we'll see how that goes. But for those who don't know and who are joining, I basically just break down levels. We'll play them together. I'm a professional level designer. I've been working in game development now for over 5 years. So that's cool to see. To do this, to live it. So I try to break down levels. This is not reviews of anyone's levels or work. A lot of people work really hard on that stuff. That's not me criticizing. So today we actually have a very interesting one. I'm not going to continue from Bioshock. I will a little bit later. But this is Dishonored: Death of the Outsider. So without any further ado, let's just jump into it, everyone. Let us get into all of this great goodies. Okay, now this is the first level. And the reason that I wanted to do the first level, mainly for me, is that... And also, thanks Chrome Soul, I'm glad you're hyped. So yeah, there's something I wanted to do, because normally people kind of, and myself included, let me just turn down the volume so it's not getting bugged too much there. Yep. Is that they skip the level, the first level, just because it's not the most entertaining in certain things. However, I do want to take this and do the first, just for a couple of reasons. You find that the first level tends to be that which has the most iterations to it. It's constantly being iterated upon, because that's when you know when the first level's done. It's because you kind of understand how the game is, you know, the mechanics, the rules of all that. There's a lot of stuff with it. Now we've just come from here, and what I like here straight off the bat is the negative space over here, and also the use of lighting that draws us in this way. So we see that this is closed. Now it is almost as if this is a lane. As you can see, we've got the outlines here. What's great is this openness here, and we have the light pointing in this direction. So when players come through, and also we've got this angled in, and these pipes leading across, that we are pulled in this direction here. Again, just different techniques with lighting, leading lines, and also, again, this over here. So again, a negative space. Negative space is a really cool and interesting one that can bring stuff in. So yeah, it's worth having a look at through it. So then we come in and we go around here. So what's nice with this one is when you come up is the framing of this. So not only do we have our marker here, oops, but I should have used that one, is that we've got the framing with these, so you can see that it draws the eye and frames it for this. We've also got movement happening in the level. So we can see that the waterfalls are I'm trying to figure out the controls here, by the way. Well, you can see that there is waterfalls coming down here. So something that you can do differently there. As I said, please do ask questions, guys and girls, because the more you ask, the more that I can answer, and then we can move on through this as well. You know, this is just me pointing out stuff, but if you do have questions about how you think the level design was done, again, all that stuff. Again, what you've got here is leading lines bringing you through here, and also the pillars to create that frame. So there's a lot of that used here already. Now we're going to move on. I'm going to pull that out. So we've got some rats. Okay. Okay, how do I... Okay. That's bizarre. In terms of their what they were saying. Okay. I never thought I'd hear rats talk, but here we are, living the dream for it. What I think would be interesting on that one, though, is more if we started to hear that, and then it's indicated to us more that we had to, you know, you could hear that, so it encourages you to press the button to interact there. The details on the pillar are... So I've got a question there from Chrome Soul, and they ask, the details on the pillars, is this usually part of the white boxing? Yes. It tends to be... It's a common technique to use such things as framing and leading lines, even in white box. You can just get your basic cube, maybe change it in colours for leading lines for the pipes, or a cylinder to help with that one there. Is the stream lagging, or is it just me? I've got it open and it doesn't seem to... It has a little bit of lag, but I don't know if that's something there. Let's see if it still keeps going on there. Blaster, just message me again and we'll try optimize it there, but I think it should be fine. But yeah, that's normally done at the block out stage as well. So you can add simple things as there where you can just... let's go. Where you can just add basic boxes, cylinders, all of these primitive shapes you can use at the block out stage, and I would encourage you to do so because it's important to have a better understanding of that sooner. Because also what tends to happen is when you're doing the block out is you don't always have the markers in. Not every game will have markers, but for those who do, you don't always have it. So in that way, it's best to try and implement as many stuff as you can through your own LD stuff to help guide, because when you're getting it reviewed, people playing through, if you just say, oh, we're waiting for the marker, that's not good enough. You need to make sure that you can have more for this. Okay. Red light. If you notice, it's brighter here. Obviously, a simple trick, and it's one that sometimes I see people forget in indie and in that also of... I'm getting spoken above here. But it is something that is sometimes forgotten about, and that is of when you spawn the player, make sure they're looking in the direction that they're going. Like, if we spawned here, I'd be like, well, where do I go? To reduce frustration and also just an instinctive guide, people will tend to go in where that you've put them. So think about that, you know. Okay. What can these... I also think it's... Okay. I think it's interesting how they're using rats in a different way. Chrome Soul as how often light is lighting added to white box. I find that is often overlooked. So what tends to happen is that the level designers will speak to use it. Sorry, I've got something that's bugging me there. They will speak to the lighting artist, and I recommend that you do put basic lights in there to help the lighting artist understand. Let's see what the tutorial is. Okay, so I'm just watching this video so I know how to make sure that I don't mess up very quickly. Okay, so we can knock them unconscious or kill them. Sweet. Alright, I would recommend it being used. That's it. Okay, that's cool. I recommend that you do use it because it helps communicate to the line artists who sometimes you may not always get a chance to speak to. When they come onto it, it helps them understand what is it that you believe is important. Different kind of colours as well can also help that, as long as they know the language that you're speaking. What's nice here is they've obviously told us about the leaning, but we've got a good view here. And so this here would be known as a decision point in a level. So when you come into these, it allows you to make a decision in order on what you do next. Now, as we can see, I can now see that he's on a patrol here. So again, I'm taking my time, being able to study what my challenge is, because we can see that the challenge is this enemy right now. And it gives us an advantage, and also allows us to stay safe. We're in this room where we don't feel a threat or anything, compared to which is in an enclosed space. Now the ceilings are high and everything, but compared to a much more grand and open space, we're able to use this. So we're going to go take him out stealthily. Please, the love of God, work. And we've got him. Okay, and we're just going to get rid of this body here. So yeah, decision points are very vital in my opinion when it comes to anything of that which is like, whether it be that of a shooter or a stealth game, you giving the player a chance to understand what their challenge is, so seeing it, being able to see where they can go. So we can see his patrol path, it's a simple one, but because of this we're able to study where is it that we need to go from here. Okay. Okay. I like that. What? I'm just trying to pay attention, so I apologize. That voice is just creepy, so congratulations to the voice actor on that one, because it's very unnerving. But what's great here is, what I liked with this, is to say we've, just close that door on me, that we've come through here. I wouldn't even notice. You see how that is on just on the edge of my line of sight? But by them having rats and encouraging movement, because movement is what attracts human eye just by instinct, they were able to see, oh, there's another path, and I'm able to use that there. So if you do want to encourage movement and have a certain way to direct players, then do so by having some sort of movement within your level as well. This is a good one in order to attract people. A copper wire. What do we have here? Empty bottle. Shot. Try the electric burst. And we'll carry on with our adventure. Another great thing to have is obviously loot rooms to encourage exploration. Let's see what the tutorial is. Okay, so it seems like this one's going to teach us more about combat here. Okay, block, attack, this sort of thing. Okay. Cool, that one's good there to know. What's really interesting, right, is to say they're really trying to push your kind of, that you're going to have combat here. If we look here, this looks like this would be the stealth path, but it's drowning in light, so it feels like it's forcing you to be in this. Also, another thing is the decision point here. We've got one here, and then another one here. But we're also at a much bigger advantage because we have the upper ground. Hey Watermelon, good to see you. Yes, there's some really good stuff, and this is also why I wanted to do it, because I didn't get a chance to play many of the Dishonored games. So I feel it's good to finally be able to do this, and I think it's great to to talk about it as I play in with this. Okay. And you can see that this guy is going hopefully in this direction here, so we can go and take him out. No worries, Braxy man, it's all good. Good to have you here. There is no, you know, Braxy, there is no late or early. You arrive precisely of that when you mean to. So if we just... Oh, of course. Bad timing. Okay. That didn't go as smoothly as I would have liked, but hey, we still did it and we took him down. That feels good. Another thing great here with what can go on with this is world building. You can see that this is not playable space, but what they've done is they make you again believe that this level and world is bigger than that it is. So it's a great thing to keep in mind. Don't just make this level feel boxy and it's inclusive and living in its own space. You can tease it much more with locked doors and such things here as well. You know what I mean? That was a great one, Braxy. I'm not even mad at that one. That one was fantastic. I appreciate that one. Chromas, in terms of ammo and pickup, placement, etc. in levels, how do you usually approach this? So this is a tough one because this one has to be done through genre, and you'll have someone who will tend to, as a designer, he'll tend to do a pass on this, such as pacing as well. There is a bone charm nearby. Okay. So yeah, someone will tend to find... Oh, these look big here, don't they? Oh, they're alive. Great. So yeah, when it comes to that, you will tend to do a first pass where for example, you just place it in the world, same with loot, just so people can have that stuff. But eventually, later, there will be information on how much you have, how far your level is into the overall game. All of that will then start as you do more iterations in order to balance out such things, ammo, loot, etc. Now, there seems to be a bone charm, but how do I get that in here? Let's try move up and see if we can find anything. Okay, well, it's definitely down there. How do I put my weapons away? How do I put this away? Saying acting hostile, but I've just had all everything. Cheers, bro. I appreciate that one. Okay. Great stuff here. What's interesting though is the framing of... So again, we get a decision point, and for us, because we've just come out of a hostile area, you're able to hide and take cover here. So that's always cool. Also, another thing is that you feel, and again, we've come out of something here, to make the space feel that much bigger, we've come out of a narrow space, and then we finally, again, slowly leaning. We don't have a ceiling here, but we don't notice that because we're there. And then when we finally come out, the space feels even grander because of that when, you know, it's there for that. So, yeah, you're not the first one to say about this, Braxy. I think there is some for going with that one. Welcome, Ashuro, and welcome, Dadika4. Thank you all for joining. Let's just play this tutorial, because I know there's a lot that you can do with this one. So it seems that we can go through the front door. Okay. So now this is now opening up to that of which, you know, Dishonored is now known for. It is known for that of having the place, you know, there not being a playstyle limit. That you can interact with this world as much as you want in any way that you believe is the right way for this. So, yeah. I think that what's interesting about this one is that it relies heavily on the fact that you hoping that you have played on, you know, a number of Dishonored games. So that's an interesting one. The video tutorials are also an interesting choice for it. But yeah, also it's a great way to foreshadow which ways we can go, because we're seeing areas we might not have seen before. That'd be a good one to use. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you all. I have got this on easy. And the reason for that is I am not the best game player in the world, so... Okay. I wonder if we can find that bone charm somewhere. Okay. See if we can see anyone. That's a keyhole. Okay. Let's see if we can find it, because I feel that we should probably get that in order to progress, you know. Okay, awesome, dude. Glad that that's better now. Okay. What I like here with this, and I think it's really cool, is stealth games the best ones tend to be in that of third person. The reason for that is you can have a constant view of your surroundings, not just your character. But right, okay. But what's great is with this is because it's hard to see what's going on behind you. That's why I shut the door. So what they've done is they allow you to see through that keyhole. You know, that sort of thing there is important. So we now need a key in order to progress through there. So let's see if we can find something in order to move through before we actually get ahead of ourselves. Some environmental storytelling, so we know this is a rough, you know, area. We also know what the theme of the event is going to be as well. Okay. Yeah. Where is everyone else playing right now? Yeah, what is everyone playing right now? Hey, Eris, good to have you here, buddy. So, yeah. Let me just try find this, because it's definitely here. Oh. Okay, well, this is a good one then. Because obviously we can feel that there is... So yeah, what's great with this one is I really like this technique, and if anyone follows me on Twitter, you'll know one of this technique. But what's great for it is the fact that what you can do with it is you can actually, you know, tease somewhere. So I know that there's a bone charm somewhere around here. Obviously we can see the challenge is in that of these kind of dog-like creatures, as well as the current one, which is this bar. But that way it allows me to make a mental map, I need a nap, a mental map of what we can do in order to get around. So Apex Legends, yeah, I played a bit of that one, that was good. Serico, I really want to play that one. I thought it was really cool. Bloodborne, interesting one. I've not one probably back to Bloodborne. Mankind Divided again. Man, I really do like Deus Ex. Oh, Devil May Cry 5. I really want to try that. Let us know if it's any good. I mean, it's got, you know, incredible reviews. Wow, a game a month. That's crazy. That one's great. I do want to pick it up at some point, for sure. Okay. We're now in here. Sorry, someone actually asked me a question of how do you think Brass, you asked, how do you think they handle the open areas, like avoiding players getting lost without waypoints? What techniques? That's an interesting one, because we haven't been in such a big area that most of them are known for just yet. Now, they tend to do a lot of traditional ones, and in traditional is not an insult, they do some great stuff, is obviously lighting and framing is a big one of their things. If you look at this building, you can see that there is a landmark right above it. So again, it adds a different, unique shape to it. So there you go. some stuff there. Also, it himself is a unique shape with all these going around, but I don't think you see it that much in the dark. We can also see, like, you know, walls blocking that off, and then you've also got negative space here. That, again, this, when you add these props here, it's almost as if it's blocking your view, so you don't want to go there, but you have this negative space, this open space, that draws people in there, you know what I mean? But yeah, some stuff like that. Looking up in games, I had a good talk about this on Twitter like a year or so ago. Like, it's quite a tough one to make people, especially in first person, look up. And yeah, there's ways that you can do it, but yeah, there's a lot to think about, you know, with this one. And what's interesting, with all this stuff, is it constantly brings you up and down different levels, you know? So, get good. Nice one with that. Wow. Damn. Huh. Okay. So we've now seen the objective here, but we also now seen that we've got a different layout of the area. A lot of things going on here. Stuff maybe we can interact with. But I don't know if people are going to get mad at me. As we keep... Okay. So... we can see that there's different wires going on here, which helps lead players, so we can see how this is connected, etc. I imagine if I tried to go down there, it would be game over for me in terms of things. But restricted area. That's an interesting one, because in the tutorial they showed you going through here, right? But you know, I was saying earlier about third-person camera. If I was to do what they showed, which is I knock someone out through here, I would be taken out. So we don't have a safe space because we have these giant archways here. So I'm trying to figure out a different way that we can approach this level. Okay, showers. Anything assaults, pick that up. Huh, okay. Okay, so try see where we're going here. I'm also unsure what will get them, you know. So, okay. Is there a way that we can get up there? Or it'd be cool if there's a way for us to actually get into the boxing ring here. Nope. Okay. What we got there? Right. Interesting. So there's a hint of where we can go up, you know what I mean? Let's try think of where we can go. Okay. I didn't even see her. Do I have 100 coin? I don't know if I have 100 coin. How do I speak to... Okay. That was just rude. Is there somewhere we can... Right. Sorry guys and girls, I'm kind of trying to figure this one out still. Huh. Okay. Is that where we came from? Yeah, that is where we came from. You know what I mean? So yeah, sorry guys and girls, I missed there. And just seek out open spaces. Thanks for the help, guys. Honestly, I'm a bit lost on it, so I do apologise, because not only am I doing a bad stream from it, I'm also showing you how dumb I am. So get used to that, by the way. You're saying a fan? Oh, okay. Can we even get up there? I need to drop someone down. What I find interesting is like the patrols, they don't come out of each other's sights. You know what I mean? Everyone here is in each other's sights, so it's hard for me to pick up where I need to go to take someone out. You know? But, you know, let's see what they have to say. Blocked by what? You know? Okay. I don't feel you can talk to people. Okay, I know I'm getting people screaming at me now. Which boxes are you speaking about, matey? Are they in the shower room? Which boxes, Braxy, matey? I am genuinely concerned. Well, let's just do this the old-fashioned way. That did not go to plan. Alright, the changing room. Let's go from that there. So that didn't go smoothly, you know what I mean? But we tried something. Let's try that one then. Also, how do I know how much coinage I have? Yes, fuck off with that shit. Lockers in the changing room. Right, I see. Okay. Thank you guys. I do apologize for my abysmal playing. That is my fault. So, yeah, look them up. Yeah, I agree with you. I'd say the lighting. Okay. See what these guys have to say. I don't want to say weak, but the one thing that I would say, and I'm just going to pause this, the one thing that I was saying about that one to me is, right, you come in this room and you're overwhelmed with enemies, right? So it's clear that you shouldn't go into combat, which obviously is just what I did out of frustration in the end. However, what that could have helped is if you had an enemy go into these spaces, right? As we talked about earlier, movement, drawing you in. But the patrols are all in front of one another. So you're like, well, I can't take them out one by one, but leaving that stuff there. Then that room has got a lighting where it's kind of like foggy, and it's all dull, muted colours. Again, and though the thing was, we talked about earlier, it's hard to make people look up. And the other thing with this, you're talking about climbing up the lockers. Is this something that I can have? If I can just get a pen, paper. We spoke about earlier as well regarding that. Let me just get this. On my tweet this morning, if you see on Twitter, I had a tweet about making cover readable, right? But the thing with the climbing of those objects there was we're going old school. So when you have something like that of a you know, a cube, we know that this is flat. I hope you can see that better. We know that this has a flat top for you to climb on. But when we look at, say, these lockers, they had that flatness, but then they had this very thin top that was angled as well. So the fact that, to me, I didn't think that was climbable, and also they were black, in terms of the fact that, again, muted colours, something that when you look at Uncharted and level design, and maybe this is me falling too much on that stuff, again, this isn't me saying it's bad level design or anything like that. This is me just thinking that this is something that you can, you know, that caught me off guard. And the pipes are white, like, again, a muted colour when most of the colour is elsewhere. So I think there's a lot of things that could have been taken advantage of there. Another thing was, we saw the tutorial teach us and pull us in one way, which is to that guard. But as I said, you've got no way in attacking that guard without getting noticed by everyone. So yeah, that's what I was thinking with it, you know. Yeah, dangling hatch, or even if, right, you had, when you get close to that hatch, something drops down from it, you're like, oh, what's up there? Something, again, to draw that there. You know, I do agree it's part of the challenge, mate, but what I'm saying, and again, this is me just talking about from my opinion, Dishonored does some amazing level design. You know, this is not, again, me ragging on it. This is, again, maybe something I need to learn better. Is in some games there's a lot of language, visual language already stored upon that. You know, as we talked about with the yellow stuff, yellow bars that are marked for climbing. That's language that's taught to the player throughout different tutorials. And again, this is really hoping that you have played on it. It's the third iteration in the series. Again, some amazing stuff that they are constantly doing. Dishonored has amazing stuff. But for me, I haven't played Dishonored since Dishonored 1. I didn't complete Dishonored 1 as well. So their language is still very open. You know, to me, Propage just looks like Propage because I don't understand the game language that it's talking to me, you know, is what I'm thinking with that one. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking with it, you know. And yeah, I agree, Eris, that, you know, it is a puzzle, but when I just hand you a puzzle and you don't know the rules of it, it's hard to understand. Like I'm saying, there needs to be that dialogue. Again, this is just from my point of view. I think they've got some amazing level design, and this here is the amount of options they have is always great, you know. Yeah, again, this is me not ragging on it. This is me not. So this is just something that, again, I think could help with it. And again, like I said, part of the puzzle comes from you figuring it out, you know. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking with it. So yeah, okay. Now that we had that good talk about everything, I also think what's interesting is that bone charm thing is constantly in my face, and it's not a bad thing, but I think it's better not to have the text there. If there's other ways that you can do it, the controller rumbling is a great one. They have a little bit of a heartbeat to it, but that sort of thing where it's not there, so I can focus on my other tasks without getting pulled about other stuff as well, you know. So yeah, okay. Now back to here. This is cool. So we see again, this is where to go. But the problem. Fantastic. Again, what I like is the problem there. Solution here, not too far. But that one's cool there. But you see again how that movement of the particle and the sounds drew me towards it. Again. Okay. Saying that there, we have seen, now that I'm seeing it, is the white seems to be colour for the pipes that players can use, which I think is good for that one. So now we're starting to see more of that game language, you know? So we're going to follow this one round here. See what's going on here. Okay. What I will say as well, in terms of visual language, because I have to interact to see which doors are locked and stuff, it'd be visual language to know which doors I cannot enter and stuff. Sometimes I think it can work better by having this, but I think it's also a good one to have this. Again, another bone charm thing. You know, okay. Ooh, 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 ooh. She's coming. Sugar, sugar, sugar. Okay. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Let's go through and look again. So I definitely just... Okay, I don't know the best way to deal with her, so let's just, you know, see. Okay. Sugar, 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 I've made a mistake. Okay. Smooth, but yeah. We got that one sorted. Okay, what do they have to say? I also need to use my burst weapon a lot more. I will say that. I think that's what I'm also doing wrong with this one. And use these. I need to also try use objects and props that I see for distractions as well. Okay. Got anything here? Okay. Alright, that's cool to see. I like that it gives you new tools as well. So as you progress in, you know, you can go there. Do you think the further you get into game's visual language used to guide, you should become more subtle? Yes. Also, you should, when you're doing that as well, mate, you should also subvert the experience. So, for example, we have a white pipe, we're leading the player on the stealth route, and then it breaks and maybe drops the player in a combat situation. That sort of thing which you can use. You can use it to build up and then subvert as well. And again, this here, I now know that the white pipes, but if you see here, these white pipes, I can't use. You see what I'm saying? I don't think it's a huge issue in my, you know, I'm just talking about some things that I might do. That doesn't mean it's the right answer. It just means something is how I think about it as well. I cannot stress this enough. I think the guys who work and girls who work on these games do a phenomenal job. These are just certain things that I noticed with them, that's all. Okay. I feel like we're going to come down here and this is going to lead us. Yeah, so we don't need to go here. What's also great with this is the room they brought you into, and I think this is great, is the fact that they've got a central room, which is now helping you be the key room. So everything we're building with the pipes, the upper balcony, you can always see and relate back to where you were, which to me is fantastic because of the fact that when you're doing that, you're starting to create a mental map. You're starting to see and piece how things and how the world is all linked together. You know what I mean? Which I think is great. Okay. Hector, yes, this will come back on the, hopefully onto the YouTube series, so we'll get more for this as well. So yeah, if anyone misses it, it's going to be here on Twitch as well as YouTube for people to see there. Oh, really? Hanging on the traps. Yeah, I clearly missed that one. So that's really interesting there. Ah, that's cool. I can see again lighting as well. Alright. I think one of the things that maybe I am making the vast mistake of, guys and girls, is the fact that, like, I see a lot of games with visual language. You know, when you look at games are very similar as like Dishonored and Deus Ex, but Dishonored has a lot more of a visual language to it. But here, what I think they do great of is not, you know, and by having that, I think it's cool that, you know, you've got to just know that you're not actually playing by any particular rules. So I think that one's good. Okay. Is there a way? Uh-huh. Mine was... Okay. And this just leads us back to where we were again. And what's also cool is we can see where we came in from as well. So I think that one's great for it. And by the way, if I have let you all down by watching me play and it's bad, I do apologize. Like I said, I'm not very good at games. Well, I think it's also interesting compared to that of, say, something like, oh, Sugar, Deus Ex is... Like, we didn't have any cover to come in here for, which I think is always an interesting one with the Dishonored. Yep, got it, yep. Because we didn't see... Maybe he's on a patrol, right? But, and that's what's great, is we can look through there. But because I didn't see him, and there wasn't like a cover on these tables or chairs, or even on that sofa, you know, it becomes risky with their stealth. And that's a good thing when I say risky, because the fact that it's a lot more tense. And you've got the more blend of play styles in this rather than in Deus Ex. No, didn't he have some loot on him? Let's just... Alright, I thought you had some loot on him, but fair enough. We'll continue on. But yeah, I love the layout in terms of the mental mapping. I think that is absolutely fantastic. Let's eat some fruit with this. And you've got a lot to explore with, and I definitely need to use more distractions, I say, and I don't even pick up a glass bottle. So let's use one of these. Okay. And we'll use that one there. Okay. Oh. So this is her, again, making that mental map. Which I think's really, really cool. What's also interesting is they don't necessarily, and I like this as well, is the fact that, hey man, sometimes you just gotta take people's legs off. Don't ask questions. Kaka. Is the fact that, say like Deus Ex, you know where you should hide the body. What I like here is you gotta use your logic and common sense to be like, okay, well, where's the best place to hide that body? So we've got this, so we now know that we're back to where we once were. Which makes me feel also a tad stupid that we're not making much progress. I'm sure he had a key on him. Am I crazy in thinking they had a key? Now I got more coins. Okay. Let's go through. Yeah, I thought he had a key, but I can't seem to get the loot from him. Which I find bizarre. Did he drop it somewhere? No, because I took him out here. Huh. I honestly don't know. That is a bizarre one. Very bizarre. Okay. It'd be cool. Maybe you can, but being able to interact and cause, you know, take out enemies, I guess Batman style, with certain things as well. Can we interact with these? Like being able to make them fall would be an interesting one. So you got the bartender. I need to get in here somehow. So, see, you say that, but like, is it this? You know, because that's the only door that I think about. You know, when it comes to the keys. Maybe something in here that I've missed. Whoa, that was my mistake. Oh, okay. That's good to know. Aha! How did I miss that as well? Maybe, guys, I've just got bad sight. I think that plays a lot into this as well. Great, I can see dogs. So foreshadowing certain events there. But can we get any further with this? You know. Okay. Now we need to figure out a way. Damn it. Oh, fuck. So, smooth, some of you may want to say. You're welcome. Loot. Okay. Now we're going to turn off the device. I like that, though. I think some of these rooms are really well done. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't just stand in front of the dogs. Just put that away. Why did I just... I keep getting confused here with the controllers, guys. That's my bad here. Okay. Alright, cool. Now, I'm going to try something stupid and just try to just turn it off. Let's just have some fun with that, shall we? Whoa, 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 whoa. That was interesting that I wasn't attacked for that one. But yeah, that was cool. I liked that. I think they were like... But yeah, I think like there's only some small things that I have that I would do differently, and again, differently. Not saying it's better, just differently. But the level's really good there, and I think I need to get to also to the understanding of the game language with stuff there. But that was really, really cool. I like how there was constantly a mental map. You come in the main room, and the way that you backtrack, again, helps you understand. And I think maybe the fact that these enemies weren't going off one by one was because of the fact that we were able to, for example, it made us explore and see different parts of the level, seeing which doors there. So then you connect them when you got through. But yeah. So yeah, an interesting take on us going against God there. Like I have to go back. But yeah, I'm going to end the episode here. And it sounded like I was about to get absolutely massacred. Oh, okay. Just save the game. But this is where I'm going to end it, you amazing gurus. Thank you all again using, you know, not using, but coming here and checking. Using their movement to map the level. Exactly, I think that's great. I think I also need to just understand that I was talking about game language. In a sense, there is no game language, and that is their game language, as weird as it sounds. That's got some amazing stuff there. I think, again, that's partly why we're all here, because the level design is fantastic. They do some great stuff with it. I think it's really cool. It's interesting, though, again, how they have... we spoke about hard to get people to look up, but they have very high ceilings. Now, I wonder if wonder how they've figured out what are the techniques they use to draw people up there. So I think that's really cool, everyone. I just want to say thank you all for your assistance, for asking questions. As always, it's really cool to chat to you all amazing people. I hope you have enjoyed this. As I say, we're trying something a little different. I don't know if I'm going to stream every week, but I'm going to try to be more active with the stream. Obviously, we're going to stream on Twitch, but also YouTube as well. So yeah, thanks everyone, and I will catch you all. I have to wait for this one. Long pause. But yes, I will catch you all, next time. Take it easy, everyone.